Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number two freaking hundred of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit.
And the executioner, Daniel Trevor.
I was thinking about doing that with you, but I completely forgot. I am Matthew Smith, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. I'm wearing this because tomorrow is Halloween, and that's when the episode's going to be released.
No.
But it's a crossover episode this week. But let's tell you the topics and then hop into topic number one.
Number one.
Characters that deserve their own horror flick.
Number two.
The results of Halloween Havoc. And for now, let's talk about spooky stuff. Who do you think deserves a horror flick movie?
Well, I think a horror movie would be, if we're talking Batman villains, I would say, Professor Pig or Victor Zsasz.
So both slasher movies.
Yes.
Yeah, I will say I'm gonna eliminate Clayface from this topic because he's getting one next year.
Yes, fair enough. But to be fair, that's the Matt Hagen version. Another character that would be a perfect horror movie is the Basil Carlo Clayface.
Well, either way, they'd both be body horror.
Yeah. What do you got?
Man, that.
Okay. Another one would be interesting is what if there was a horror movie where what if it was a horror movie and it was a Batman horror movie, but it wasn't from Batman's perspective.
That would be interesting. I just thought this. We've had this in animation, so why not live action? What about Gotham by Gaslight?
Yeah, that would work perfectly. Okay, and then let's be real. It's more of, okay, a perfect horror movie, Scarecrow.
Yeah.
That would fit perfectly. I mean, look, like, there are so many characters that it's just like, why hasn't it been done into a horror movies? Like, oh, I don't know. Wonder Woman as a horror movie.
Would she work though? I mean, maybe absolute Wonder Woman would, but not sure about like Prime Earth Wonder Woman.
Hey, Superman would work perfectly. I mean, there's already Brightburn. Anybody? That's a. I mean, there is a horror movie, Brightburn.
Right.
Another one would be interesting is what if someone did Aquaman as a horror movie?
Or maybe let's just change that to the trend.
Oh, that was supposed to be a horror movie, but
But got scrapped because it was part of the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Yo, Gunn, bring that project back. Yeah, I'm talking to you, James Gunn.
Okay, you want to lead to more to some horror genre? What more perfect villain than a Solomon Grundy horror movie?
I'm surprised DC has not done that, to be honest.
Okay, here's another one. This one is just like, I'm genuinely surprised. Deceased.
Yeah, man, that would be cool. Plus, it'd be an ensemble film. And for the record, people, we do not have to stick to live action. If Warner Brothers wanted to do an animated Deceased movie, they could.
Like, hell, I know Marvel did a short series called Marvel Zombies, but that shit would be cool to do in live action.
Yeah. I mean, we've already had a decapitated Deadpool head in live action in the MCU.
That's not hard to do. I mean, like, there are so many. Okay, here's another one. The Flash.
Yeah, I guess.
A speedster that can commit a murder and get away. I wouldn't even know what the hell happened.
But okay, you're thinking of Reverse Flash.
But still, either way, it's a speedster.
Yeah. So I guess it also includes variants like Red Death.
Yo.
The Black Flash, a bunch of different stuff.
Okay. Red Death as a movie in general. Yo. That
I can imagine the premise of the Red Death movie just be Flash trying to escape Batman for like 90% of the movie. And in the final like minute, Batman catches him, ties him to the hood of the Batmobile, and becomes the Red Death.
okay. Here's another character that I am actually surprised. And I know this has been done in Ultra Sergeant has done a trailer on this, but the Blackest Night.
Yeah, how is DC? Well, the amount of CGI would have to be crazy.
But still, it's like, come on, guys.
I
That's
just feel like DC doesn't want to do Blackest Night because they'd have to follow it up with Brightest Day.
yeah, true, true. Okay, what's another character that deserves a horror movie?
Swamp Thing?
Yes. Oh, okay, no. Okay, here's a character that I'm surprised hasn't been done as a horror movie that I think would be perfect. And I'm not talking like a John Constantine, although that would be cool. Oh, I think a horror movie, Gentleman Ghost.
Interesting.
I mean, the dude's already a ghost, so like, it's not that difficult.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, alright. Here's another character. What about a horror movie? What about a Joker horror movie?
That would be insane. I mean, we've already had an origin movie. Then we had a musical which killed off the main character. Spoiler if you haven't seen Joker Foil a Do. And
But
yeah,
I
now
mean,
we can need an actual origin movie. Heck, why not? Why be a Joker movie? Make a live action Killing Joke.
yeah, hell,
Hell, make a horror Harley Quinn movie and have it be psychological horror.
yeah, you want another one? What about a Lobo? The dude already
I
loves killing
mean, yeah,
anyway.
he can do some pretty messed up stuff.
I mean, like, shit, okay. What about one of the greatest, um, alright, look, because I know there's tons of characters that need a horror movie, but one that genuinely, for DC, genuinely that I feel deserves one is picture this, everybody. Imagine a horror movie, not like, what was it? Yes, Starro, but done horror style. A Starro the
Yeah, that could
Conqueror.
work.
Alright,
That
alright, another one that would be alright. This last one I'm gonna say for a bit, but what better character to do a horror movie on than Etrigan?
yeah.
What character you got?
Well, you mentioned Etrigan. I'm gonna one up you. Raven from Teen Titans or Trigon.
Yeah, yeah, those. Yo, another character. What about a Batman Who Laughs horror movie?
Let's just do the Dark Knights in general.
Yeah,
Every one of them could do a horror movie. The Batman Who Laughs. We already mentioned Red Death, but what about the Drowned? The whatever the one with the Doomsday virus,
yeah. All of those villains would just
and
be.
whatever the Green Lantern was called. I forget the name.
Yeah,
Dawnbreaker. That's it.
yeah, all of those would be absolutely perfect. Hey, here's another one that I don't know if anybody's really actually said for for a horror movie, but what about a horror movie from the what about a horror Justice League movie?
Hmm. That'd be interesting.
Or
I
hell,
just thought this, and it's.
go ahead.
I just thought this, and I don't know how we didn't think about this when we were talking about Clayface, But what about a Sandman Marvel horror movie?
Okay, here's another one. DC versus Bears.
Yeah, DC a long time ago did do an animated movie, The Batman, that cartoon show versus Dracula.
Yeah, well,
They also have done like Gods versus Monsters and The Doom That Came to Gotham, all of which Batman was some sort of monster.
yeah,
At the end of Batman vs. Dracula, Batman was a vampire. He was a vampire in Gods vs. Monsters. I don't know what he was in The Doom That Came to Gotham.
yeah. Another character that, like, if we're talking from Gotham, a perfect character that I'm surprised hasn't gotten a horror movie is Poison Ivy.
Yeah, definitely. Would you count the Batman that came out a couple years ago as a horror movie?
Yeah, a little bit, and then heck, look, and I'm just gonna be on this podcast saying this. I 100% would want that version of the Riddler or to get his own horror movie. Forget Batman and just have that dude going around being like, hey, answer these riddles or you're dead. And I also want to say, just be on the record to say this, is I prefer a version of the Riddler that isn't just, hey, Batman, here's a riddle.
Riddle me this,
Take you like,
riddle me that.
oh my God, will you shut up?
Yeah, please just let me knock you out already.
Okay,
I don't know
alright.
why, but I would think this is like a horror parody movie.
What?
But you're about to get this reference, Travis. Lord Deadman! That would definitely be a horror parody.
And by the way, that is an
Unless it's
actual,
like his country of every hero in Japan.
but yes, Lord Deathbed, folks, whose real name is Larry.
It's an actual character in DC Comics, and he is the mentor to Damian Wayne's, probably at this point, ex-girlfriend.
Yes, Lord Deathman.
And if you want to know why we're doing the weird voice of that, which Pandarad's entire series on Lord Deathman.
Which is all real, by the way.
Someone made a try not to laugh of it.
Okay,
Needless to say, both of us failed.
yeah, okay. Here's a character that would be a perfect horror movie. Killer Croc.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you're not gonna tell me some 6'7" or 7 foot tall humanoid crocodile going on a murder spree.
Well, he's not a humanoid crocodile. He has a skin condition.
Right.
And
But
a doctor was really mean and decided to sharpen all of his teeth.
yeah, okay. Alright, what's a Marvel or DC character you feel deserves a horror flick?
Yeah, I know this guy got a series, but to be honest, I couldn't really get into it. Moon Knight.
Yeah, Moon Knight in the comics is such a different dude compared to his MCU counterpart
Yeah,
because
wasn't he supposed to get a movie, but they turned it into season 2 or something?
yes. Okay, here's a character, and I think this character's still getting a movie, but Blade. Think he's still getting a horn? Am I still getting a movie in the MCU? Think.
Look, all I know is Gambit's gonna be in Avengers Doomsday, and it's gonna be Channing Tatum.
Yeah, okay, alright, here's another character that deserves their own horror Doomsday.
Or just the death of Superman in general.
Yeah. What's another character? Alright, Dollmaker.
Yeah, good one.
That dude is incredibly just damn.
What about the Puppet King from Teen Titan?
Good God. What about Scarface?
That'd be more of like crime noir, I feel like.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, here's another one. Two-Face.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really see him as a horror character.
All right. Okay. Here's another one that what about a Green Lantern horror movie? And you could do like
I feel like Yellow Lantern or Red Lantern would work better for that.
what about a cyborg?
Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
that'd be interesting. And I just saw this. When you think back to a previous episode, the one where we did our cinematic universe,
Mm.
I know for one of our Batman movies, Shadows of Gotham, we had it be like a murder mystery. That could also work as a horror movie.
Yeah, you could. All right, here's another one that I think would be a perfect horror movie. Mad Hatter.
Yeah. Or
Without
just the Wonderland gang in general.
another.
What about Bane?
Ooh, yeah, he could also work. What about the Superman villain Parasite? With his ability to drain the life force from people? That would be crazy.
I seriously think Bane might be able to work, but we'll have to see how that Nightfall works out.
Yeah. Ooh, what about that new character, Punchline?
I'm just gonna say right now, dude, I can't hear you again. God dang it. Look, we got 50 seconds left. We got like 42 seconds. I'm gonna set the results and hope I can hear Travis after that. I don't really think we could do a final thoughts on this topic. It just sucks that we're having technical issues on this monumental episode. I know he was talking, but I couldn't hear him. I know he's being he was
I'm literally not even doing
I'll be
anything.
right back for the second topic.
God, you.
Hello?
Hi.
Alright, screen.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna start. And we are back with topic 2, the results of the prediction battle. Travis is in the podcast, but he's having a network error and I can't hear him again. So I'll just go through this myself. I did not do too well with this and I'm not happy about that. So unless Travis tells me he wants to do telephone, I'll just tweet out and post on Instagram what my punishment will be. I might even
Hello?
do a live stream of it from our Instagram. Yeah, the podcast has an Instagram now. Anyways, I'm just gonna go in order that we predicted.
Can you hear me?
Well, you can see. I don't even really need to say it. I did terrible.
You kidding me?
Like, it is so terrible, it's not even funny. So, the first match we predicted, JC Jane versus Tatum Paxley. It was okay. Not the best match, not the worst. Pretty sure I labeled one of these wrong. No, I can barely see me. But, yeah, we have a new NXT Women's Champion, and it's Tatum Paxley. Not as his I ever thought I'd say. Next one, NXT Tag. Dark State overwhelmed the Hardys in a Broken Rules match and won back the tag titles. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
So I was surprised that Leon Slater and Javon Evans beat the two Lucha Libre legends of Octagon and Mr. Iguana.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty good match. Next, for the NXT North American Championship, we had El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. Probably one of the better matches, I say hesitantly. And Ethan Page won, which means he still had that terrible looking title. The women's North American, Zarya representing Silveruga against Blake Monroe, and this is why we shouldn't have the Freebird rule for singles title. Zarya, who has never held a title in WWE lost
Hello?
to Blake Monroe. Admittedly, also hasn't won a title in WWE, but hey, new champion, I guess. Final match, main event, Saints versus Trick Williams. That is the one match I got correct, which means by the end of the match of the night, the Executioner had 5 points and I had 1. So, Travis, after this, since for some reason your network is
You.
not working well, apparently, just text me what movie you want me to watch.
Alright, I will.
Still cannot hear. And with that, that is it for episode 100. I wish it could have gone better. We'll be back next week with more debates and discussions.